can start.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's said that Flor Jansen was a girl that loved music, and then she started playing the guitar and being singing in front of the public. And do you feel more comfortable with the public? That's what the passion grows, when you feel the public with you?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I didn't start singing or making music because of an audience.
No.
I did it because of my love for music, and I still do. But to do it in front of an audience is fantastic. To share the love and the emotion of music is a unique thing to be able to. And yes, I really enjoyed it. Even though when I started, I was a very introvert person. Yes. Yes.
Where do you see when you have the audience there and you have to focus in a point?
I don't really. I think part of my focus is inward, because I'm still focusing on what I'm doing, on how I'm singing, when I'm breathing, how I'm moving, and a part it goes towards the audience. And it's very uncomfortable for someone to just, if I would stare into somebody's eyes during the show, it's like, ugh. So I will divide my attention. And some people, they are there also for themselves. They are in their own world, and some people, they are there to catch your attention and to have the interaction. And I play with both in a sense, yeah.
Okay. Well, After Forever and Revamp were bands that you were part of it, and then they disappeared. Do you think if they will be more patient, they could be great and bigger, like Nightwish or Arch Enemy, for example? Patience.
Well, I mean, After Forever, I was part of, and I didn't have much saying in the end of that.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what potential we never reached. Times changed. When we started, there was no female metal scene. Not really. It was about to start, and we were part of this beginning. And it came with a peak, but then it also came with an inevitable kind of down that only bands such as Nightwish actually really survived. Now I think it's more stable and it's a more set thing, so I have no idea how it would have been. And Revamp was never officially stopped. I started this band, but it so depended on my input that it's been impossible for me to give more input because I've been full-time on this. So, but Revamp's music was not exactly a bigger audience type. With good reason. We made exactly what we wanted to make without any form of compromises. I wanted to do something even heavier than After Forever. Not that was so heavy, but okay. Heavier stuff, and that just comes with a smaller audience, a lower ceiling for that matter. But regardless of where I am now, it of course has been my ambition to reach as many people as I can with my music, but again without compromises. So if I would have wanted to walk the path of the bigger fame, I probably would have made different career choices at some point.
Really?
Yeah, maybe,
That's a great confession.
Well, imagine, After Forever, it existed for 12 years. Then it stopped. I was in my early 30s. Well, what am I going to do now? Am I going to start a new metal band? I know how long it's going to take for it to get to a point that might make enough money for me to pay my rent. Might.
Yeah, might.
So
you never know.
Is it smart? No. But did I follow my passion? Yes. And I found that way more important than, okay, maybe I should now switch to a more, a scene where I could maybe make easier money with a more commercial kind of style, but
no, you don't like it.
No, I can't do that. No.
Unique.
And my heart lies in this music.
But there's a point when there's a reward or confirmation for you. That was the moment Nightwish called you and told you to join the band. Tell me, how was this moment?
I never saw it coming. I mean, at that point, I was struggling with Revamp and with a lot of things, and it was really, it came at the exact right moment, just when I thought, It's really not easy.
When you were in the way and you didn't know how it goes.
How it would go, no, and of course we never know.
Yeah, you never know.
And there is no such thing as...
Sometimes you have to choose. And
yes.
There was the point.
That was my point, but it never was a choice, it was a yes. Yes on both sides, yes, yes please.
And do you think there's any difference between playing a small video band or a big audience band like Nightwish?
Sure, yeah, there is. But the cool thing with Nightwish is that we're extremely down-to-earth people. Yeah. We like to play for 200 people and for 20,000 people. Everything comes with its charm, and we're not everywhere in the world equally big. So we can go to places such as Australia, for instance, where we have 800 people. That's a whole different thing than standing in an arena for 12,000 people or 20,000 on a festival or more. And I think that the diversity makes it for me interesting, together with the diversity within the music of Nightwish, which because of that never made me feel like I'm missing something from the old days, if you know what I mean. Like I liked the small clubs, but after about 15 years I had my fair share. Yeah. And I can enjoy the bigger ones, even though when it's sometimes so big you barely have a connection with your audience because they're meters away. Yeah. The first faces, you know, like hey, you can barely see the difference between people, and I don't really like that per se, but
you feel it everywhere.
Yes.
The audience, you feel it everywhere.
Yes, I do.
It doesn't depend on the distance.
Yeah.
Well, Nightwish is known, reputed as a strong character members band. Mm-hmm. In fact, you are the number 3. So, tell me, because fans said that with you became an equilibrium for the band, and they accept you like the great lead singer of Nightwish. Mm-hmm. So tell me, how is the coexistence with the main band? How can you manage that?
Well, to start with, I would not know how it would be to be in a band with women. I never did that. Sure. I've never really been the kind of girl that hangs with big groups of women. I don't know. I don't know how to do that. So I fit into the guys. But it's more than men, women. It's a personality fit. Yeah. Whether you work together or not is something that's almost hard to predict. Indeed, like it either works or it doesn't, and you can work on it just like in any relationship. Yeah. But you wouldn't have to work on things if things weren't good from the get-go. So we had this chemistry from the beginning that just worked, and yeah. Yeah.
Well, one of your favorite sentences is that you have to enjoy the moment, here and now. It's like carpe diem.
Yeah.
Okay. But you put before your happiness to the success, even if you are not comfortable? Because it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
It is. And that's why you can only do what you really love. Yeah. Like the choice with Revamp, against all odds. Not the smartest thing in the world, but I'm following my heart, and I'm trying to do this with people that I feel comfortable with. One of my biggest fears on the way back, or on the way towards my first Nightwish show, was not really what is everybody going to think about me, audience-wise. What are they going to think about me? The band members, I know them for 10 years back then, but not know them as in, yes, let's be in a band together. They have been together for many years. I'm coming in from the outside. I'm the woman. I'm not Finnish. How is it going to be? You know, yeah, but we all had to jump in the deep on that moment. We had no time to prepare, no time to, start fearing any more than that. This is what it is, we're going to do it now. And after the first, it was fantastic. So fear was not necessary.
You never know. You have to
That's it. And that goes for everything in life. Fear is, it's a choice you embrace, would be a Nightwish quote.
Well, musically, talking about musically, you are one of the singers that have more vocal register. Because you can sing from the pops to the gutturals, but you have your own style singing. How can you manage to do that, or how can you create your own style?
Well, by not copying anybody else, to start with that. I mean, or maybe start with it, but learn what fits with you and what doesn't. And it's a process. It's not like, you know, let's take a vocal lesson and decide on what kind of vocalist I'm going to be.
Where do you think you feel more comfortable singing? Gutturals, more relaxed?
I don't have a preference. The first vocal type, the style of singing that felt most comfortable was more the belting, loud sound. No, not really rough. I wasn't able to sing rough until I was almost 30, actually. Yeah, if you listen to everything after Forever, it's never rough. It's heavy, but I couldn't do any roughness.
But you're discovering yourself. That's great.
It's an onward process. It doesn't stop.
Okay. Well, have you got any female reference in rock?
Not really.
Inspiration?
As inspiration, when I was younger, one of my biggest sources of inspiration was Skin, actually, from Skunk Nancy.
Yeah.
She brought out such a wah sound that I really, really admired.
But you know, rock is like it's said that it's a man's world, and sometimes day by day the female presence is growing up. Are you agree? Do you notice this evolution?
Yeah, and it has been there for many years. I think by emphasizing the topic, we keep it alive. Every time I need to say I'm a woman in a man's world, I confirm this.
Yeah.
If I would just be able to acknowledge it as a fact, just as normal as a man is in this world, I am a woman in this world. I think we're pretty far into, you know, the emancipation of women in this scene by now. Look at us, right? So.
Yeah, we're working. Well, talking about you personally, you said that your favorite CD is the After Forever debut album.
Really? Yeah. When did I say that?
I heard that. Is this true?
No, not really, no. I would more say the last one.
The last one?
Yeah, of the After Forever albums, yeah.
And why?
I think that was our best album. I mean, the first, of course, comes with its charms. We were teenagers when we wrote the music, and when we recorded it, I think you can clearly hear that, and that's cute, maybe, but it's not my best work of that band.
And your favorite film, I've heard, is The Labyrinth of the Pan?
Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth. It's a Spanish movie, actually.
Pan's Labyrinth. El laberinto del fauno en español.
It is.
Pan's Labyrinth.
It's one of my favorites.
It's a Spanish movie. Well, it's co-production.
No, it is completely in Spanish.
Spanish, well, it's Spanish.
Yes.
And why do you like that?
It's very dark. It's very dark. I love fantasy stuff. You know, I use movies mostly as escapism. Yeah. So to step into a world that doesn't exist is nice. Then there can be darkness. There can even be some violence. I'm not a big fan of violence. No. Because in any other movie, it's for real. It either happened for real, or it is possible that it happens for real. And in a fantasy thing, it probably not. So it's a bit easier to digest.
Okay. Well, that's it, Flor.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Keep on spreading the rock and roll clothes and metal stuff all over Spain. It's awesome. I love your stuff. It's great to be able to look the way that you want to. I remember when I was younger, it was really, really difficult to be cool. But EMP will help you on your way there. So cool, thank you very much, and keep on rocking.